I enjoy people very much for that human quality in them, to whether someone is a film star or in a rock band or a mom, you know, out there with 3-4 kids. For me, I think each person is a star. It's a human star. Everybody needs to look great, and it's very important to have the right shape for you, and that's achieved through an excellent haircut. And that allows me to go as far as I can with the shape that I'm going to create for her. I travel with my imagination as I'm working, but I'm very, very focused. It's a bit like being one with the shape that I'm after, almost in a Zen state, because it requires a certain amount of energy from you, and you enter that energy and you travel with it. It really becomes magic. It's a wonderful feeling. It's a very peaceful feeling.
It's been 7 hours and 15 days since you took your love away. I go out every night and sleep all day since you took your love away. Since you've been gone, I can do whatever I want. I can see whomever I choose. I can eat my dinner in a fancy restaurant, but nothing, I said nothing can take away this blues. So lonely without you here, like a bird without a song.
You know, working in front of the camera for so many years, I mean, what happens is that you really get to see everything. But prior to that, I always had this thing with myself about the cutting, where you wet it, you cut it, you know, you're trying to guess at best, you know, how it's going to finish. And you dry it, there were some details that were a bit too short, you know, it wasn't quite right, some areas that were bulky, and I didn't want to cut the layers shorter, but you know, keep the layers long. How do I? And then what I would do is I'd go ahead and do my towel dry it really well, and by the time I'd finished it was almost dry from the heat of your fingers, play with it and so on. Yeah, that was fine for certain cuts. Then what I would do is I'd blow it out dry and go in there and finish off, leaving details longer around the face and do it dry. And then I thought, well, why not do the whole thing dry, you know? And I actually had no idea that I'd invented a method that will change the entire world of hairdressing, none whatsoever. Obviously there's a lot of styling involved, be it from the simplest to the wackiest, and you know, if anybody used products in the most abstract or in the most ridiculous, sense. Inevitably, quite often, you'd have to very quickly wash the girl's hair to really make it look shiny and beautiful. So, make a long story short, you tend to become incredibly knowledgeable about the flows of each product, be it all types of styling gels and lotions and potions, including hairsprays and so on. You really become a very knowledgeable test pilot. In some cases, what happens in photo sessions, if you're doing 8 pictures a day, it just happens that your third picture would require an immense amount of build-up in hair, like volume, and because it's pretty wacky. And what I really wanted to do is to create a line of product and eliminate all the flows in each product. The shampoos, I wanted to design a shampoo that was just for normal to fine hair, that just cleansed gently and left hair alone. Conditioner just to soothe the ends without limping it out. Rinse it and it's all gone. It's still full of life. And then your hair is ready for a styling lotion, be it to a curl enhancer or volumizing spray that works. Whether you put 15 squirts or empty the whole bottle, it just doesn't become more potent where you think, oh my God, I put too much, I gotta go wash it, you see? I mean, it's a very intelligent, it's very precision, accurate line. Vitalizers, of course, because the hair does need vitalizing, whether it's sheen or whether it's, texture, whether it's, to reveal, the wackiness in the cut and reveal, layering, without it becoming dirty looking or greasy or limping it out. Hairsprays that you could just spray on like crazy, not that you need to, but brush it out and be able to restyle, without taking the girl to the basin. That's the philosophy behind this line. As much as there is technique, and it's extremely important to master that technique, it's most of all at the end when you master the craft through this technique, technique becomes only 1%. 99% is really seeing shapes and becoming extremely creative. Styling is extremely important, and that's why I've created the right type of products, the John Sahag hair care line, to satisfy the quality and the maintenance of really beautiful hair. Modernism is a way of thinking. It's seeing ahead, it's growing. My approach is to really go all the way and right now. It's not to wait. I mean, why not be ahead? You could be ahead of things. I'm not a gimmicky person at all. I truly want to make a superb shape for that person and make her look absolutely incredible and make her that happy. Life is very simple. It's about being a very decent human being. It's about being a loving human being. It's about giving, So whether you're a fisherman, you're a doctor, you're a hairdresser, it's all given to you. You have to do the spiritual work. It's not that you're an artist and you're a hairdresser, you have a better chance. Definitely not.
He was the god of hair, just like Keith Richards is the god of music. To me, John was the untouchable semi-god.
I love John like a brother. I admire John.
We fought like brothers. And as brothers often do, we also loved each other.
8 years ago, Sahag line was the first product line that was a soft touch bottle. I think John had amazing taste. He had a fabulous eye, and the product line was really brilliant.
What we have been doing, what we are doing, and what we will be doing is quite revolutionary. Many people are now cutting hair dry. We have to remember that John has been shaping hair dry for over 30 years. Before it was a trend or a fad, because it never was that for us. It was a lifestyle, it was a culture, it was part of being in the Sahag culture. It's the way we work. It's what we do. It's the way we think.
I'm not exactly remember how we got together. And I just loved him right off. We just hit it. And so I hired him to be the guest artist for the team I had at the time. Brought him to Hawaii, gave him $10,000 in a limousine and this and that. And I had 500 people in the team, and he did one haircut. But the funniest thing is everybody kept saying, well, who is John? And so we put, me and Helen Oppenheimer at the time, put together these 40 Vogue covers. And we just put the 40 Vogue covers up, and so anybody with half a brain, within about the third of the way through the video, they knew exactly who John was. Because there really wasn't anybody at that time, there was no one, and nobody in the world that ever had that kind of editorial work.
My approach is to really go all the way and right now. It's not to wait. I mean, why not be ahead? You could be ahead of things. I'm not a gimmicky person at all. I truly want to make a superb shape for that person and make her look absolutely incredible and make her that happy. Modernism is very important. Modernism is healthy. It is clean. It's superb. People should look modern. Modernism is a way of thinking. It's seeing ahead. It's growing.
And he said, we have to talk. And he canceled his last client, and we went across the street, and he said, you have to take over the line. And John and I talked about it many times over the years, but I was really never prepared to work for my best friend. And at this point, I really felt I had no choice. So I knew the company intimately, and so it was no problem really to take over because I knew everything about the company. So then I just started right away to put together a new way to look at everything and to start fresh with the company. And John was fully supportive and sanctioned all the ideas, and including the new packaging and the new structure of the line. We got new distributors, we doubled the size of the company, and this is all before John passed, which is, I'm glad, because it gave John some comfort, something that was positive in those painful years, the painful end. I really did it for John.
John made me promise him just before he passed. We spoke on the telephone. And he said, Albie, my friend, you must carry on this legacy. You must take this company as far as you can take it. And I said, John, I promise you, I will. I don't have a choice. I have to.
Stay simple. Be true to yourself and look at life the way it is, because all of this is so unimportant, I can't tell you. If you're having fun making shapes with hair, do it. And when it's time to go, you say, thank you, God, here I come.